parts down, a gazillion more to go. We've already said goodbye to Ouija Bot and the Tweed Tweed, who had a substantially insignificant part to play. We then said hello to Panic Attack, first in the form of a joint suicide, from which our relationship took off skyward. In fact, we became so intimate we ended up scissoring the Rat Trap, who cried rape, so we pushed him onto the track before we could call the police. After a slow start, we finally progressed through the tube station, where like the trains, Tweedy departed. Now enter Shikari, or at least a new co-commentator.
Hello everybody, I'm Tail of the Toaster, you're not, and I'm here with a special guest.
With a yo-ho-ho, it's DevilboyScooby!
And we're back with Let's Play Robot Wars Extreme Destruction again, for some reason, because it probably gets the most views and it's fun.
Yeah, that's literally all I'm wanted for on YouTube, otherwise they just go away. Okay, so are we buying a robot or building one?
Yeah, let's build one, why not?
Let's build one, okay. And the later you appear, the more choices you have, so you'll... so yeah, choose the chassis first, because you can't really build wheels if you don't have something to put them in.
Getting a phone call, I never get a phone call.
Oh dear.
Okay, I'll just turn that thing off. Hope my mum isn't dying in a fire, because I've just turned her away. Right then, so let's go with a high dome.
Let's go with a high dome, okay. Wheels. You still don't have much of a choice. Oh, clubs have been unlocked, I think. Oh no, moons have been unlocked.
Right, well,
anyway,
we won't be mooning
your
anyone. Let's just use the one with the really complicated name with all those numbers.
The
Large,
F60, whatever. Right, okay. How many?
4. Go with
okay.
Complete power. Mechanical
Electric
drives.
or mechanical?
Let's go old-fashioned.
Okay.
And he's going to be a bit of a workhorse, this one, so let's go with P3. Or maybe we should have had P2, because I'm player 2. Oh, too late now.
Well, no, I could always... No, yeah, it's too late. So
right.
We have an engine. I'd rather you didn't have a stroke on air, because that's what happened to my last guest, so...
well, I know one person on the internet called Ethan, so that sounds like a good choice.
I saw where that was going. Armour! We've unlocked aluminium. Sorry, aluminium.
What are you, American?
Well, apparently that is now the globally accepted pronunciation, which pisses me off, but...
Oh dear.
Let's not turn it into Brainiac.
Right, let's just avoid that one then and go with sexy see-through perspex. So basically, we're just remaking the Ender now.
Yeah. Well, I think the Ender's probably more expensive, though.
Right then, well, let's give it a flipper to give it some kind of difference.
We've got a small flipper.
Well, that's all we can have.
Front or back?
Front.
Or both? Actually, I don't think we have it. Okay.
And let's also give it the same axe as the Ender on top as well, provided you can afford it.
Is it a hammer or an axe?
It's an axe. It's the top one, wood chopper.
Okay. And do you want any extras?
Let's have a look.
We've got car horn. They don't ever seem to work, but it could be. It's something nice to look at.
Let's just do without.
Okay. And would you like to name it, or well?
Of course, I'd like to end it.
Name it, not end it.
Oh,
well, this has been DevilboyScooby. Right, see you next time,
and
folks.
You're not. Right, let's call it The Ended. I wasn't meaning to turn it into a complete rip-off of The Ender, but it is now. The Ended.
You never know what's going to happen, so... The Ended.
I was always going to call it something like Chasm, because that's what I'd call a robot if I ever
Casey
made one.
Chasm. R.I.P. by the way, Shaggy. I should probably say that.
Yeah, you are, DevilboyScooby.
By the time this comes out, it'll be like so yesterday's news, but when we're filming this, it's only been a few weeks, if that. Anyway, let's compete with the Ended.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's not a precursor of what's going to happen.
Oh yeah, we get to go to the Robot Wars arena. Best one.
Yep. That's everybody's first choice, and it's always my first choice as well.
I usually saved it for last because it's the most fun one, but while I'm still here, I better get on with it.
Well, why? Are you planning to leave the planet Earth?
I don't know how long you're willing to put up with me.
I got maybe, I don't know. Let's not talk about time because I don't know time. So, yeah, we all know the Robot Wars arena, or if you don't, where have you been? Oh, great. Get thrown in the deep end with a fucking annihilator.
85 kilograms, not bad. Some of these robots are really lightweight when you build them, but the ended is fine.
Yeah. Well, I've never really ever paid attention to the weight. It's more robot. It's like on Robot Arena 2, I can never make anything other than a not super heavyweight, the other one, normal heavyweight.
Well, I'm glad I gave it a flipper because you've already killed something.
Yeah. And do you want to make a guess on how long it is before one of the house robots goes down into the pit?
This is capture the flag. You should probably
shit.
get the
I
flag.
thought it was Annihilator.
Oh well, there it is. You can still kill everyone. That's the best way to win.
It's the most interesting way to win. Okay, somebody's already gone down the pit.
Yeah, oh Maximilian. Come on, back off.
Pegasus,
He's
go
already
away.
lost all of his wood. Oh, well, we've got a wood chopper, so that explains it. Oh, in comes Shunt.
Oh, Shunt's had a facelift apparently and now looks like the ref bot.
Oh god, this is
Nobody
just
can
chaotic.
flip the ref bot like that.
Oh no, not the flipper, now we really are just the ender.
No, the ender has spikes.
Oh, why didn't we get hit spikes?
You designed it. Oh Jesus, that was a bad idea.
And Shunt is just all the way out over there.
That's where he's supposed to be. It's like the only house robot that's actually paying attention to the rules. Oh god, no. I can't do anything.
Have you ever tried playing as the house robot?
Yes.
Yeah.
I did a part where I played as to kill a lot. I called it the special edition and got a lot of dislikes. People thought it was the real Robot Wars.
No.
So yeah, that was fun.
And
Oh,
Shunt
come on.
seems to drive
Yes!
off. You killed everyone! But this robot is off to a brilliant start. You actually managed to kill everyone when you weren't even supposed to.
3 people went out of play right at the start of the game, apparently.
Fantastic. Poor creepy crawler.
Yeah, it's normally Deator that likes to just go bang into non-existence. Right, time for the armour.
And get the flipper back.
Yeah. It's always the armour that seems to... It's interesting though, because armour doesn't seem to take up that much time, and yet you'd think it would. Because if you're in the pits and you've lost a lot of armour, you'd be pretty screwed. Right, I didn't check the... Sorry.
I like Creepy Crawly because I made a short film recently about a spider. He's about to get crushed, so you get a recap of his entire life, and he goes to school and gets married, and then he gets stepped on, and it's quite sad.
Who does he get married to?
My girlfriend.
Which would be bestiality.
Yeah, that's the point of the film,
Oh.
obviously.
Well, technically that's what the point of Twilight is as well, so it's probably still a better story than Twilight.
Oh, it's definitely a better love story than Twilight.
Yeah.
The spider's so happy to be with his human wife.
Well, it's really embarrassing because my mum was quizzing me on first lines of books, and the trouble is, I've read Twilight. That's an admission for the internet, and I instantly knew which book it was when she read it out. So,
Brilliant.
yeah. Well, some of them were really obvious. It's like the Dursleys considered themselves normal. That's going to be, you know, that's obviously Lord of the Rings.
I didn't actually know that because I've never seen Lord of the Rings. No.
It wasn't. It was actually Harry Potter, but that went down in the pit. Oh well. So we get to do Capture the Flag all over again.
Yay! Maybe this time we'll actually capture the flag.
Were you one of the people that said I had to show all the failures as well as? There's about 4 or 5 people all told me to keep the failures in, which makes like 10 parts out of one filming. So it's your fault if this carries on into 2019, especially in the later stages, because I never win anything in the later stages.
I suppose when I said that, I wasn't considering that I might also have to be involved at some point.
Really? Well, I'm literally like 8 or 9 people, hopefully, to show up. So, providing their
I love playing
laptops or
against the
computers.
shark bite. So much fun to flip shark bite because it's really light and it's got like a surface pointing out that you can flip.
I thought somebody had already done it then.
Oh. I wonder if we're ever actually going to use that axe. Oh shit.
I have used it, it's just not really very effective. Unless you're trying to knock off the moves off of the bull, which for some reason costs like 9,000 credits.
That's a load of bull crap.
Yep.
Oh ho 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 ho. So funny. Oh, okay, we won again.
Well, maybe it's a burger oven rather than a pit.
Did that just say we only had the flag for 10 seconds?
Like I said, I don't do time very well.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Okay. It's the battle of the circular smashers.
It's interesting because in the first playthrough of this didn't show up till quite late on, but after that it never stopped showing up. So this is the first appearance of Dexterous as far as I can remember, but I don't really remember much ever.
And this might be the last appearance of Dexterous.
Dexter. I didn't know he had a laboratory.
Yeah, back to his laboratory. Oh, we won. Well, that was easy.
Is it laboratory? I always thought it was laboratory. I don't know.
Either's acceptable. I'm from Yorkshire, so I say laboratory.
I'll just go Dexter's crib, probably now. If he was black. And on MTV.
The carriages of chaos. I think we've got time for that. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I've got some. Well, it depends how long, because sometimes I think the railway map is one of the things I'm worst at, so it may take a few hours. For some reason my game is glitched out and has like white cubes trying to get into the turnstiles.
Oh, well, this shouldn't be too hard. Beckatron's easy to flip.
Now you say that, but, you know, Series 2 final, they would have gone, oh, this is easy, Panic Attack can be flipped.
Yeah, New York subway. I went to New York this year, but I was too afraid to use the subway. It's too complicated for my poor little brain.
I thought you were going to say because you thought there would be robots fighting in it.
No, it was just too hard to figure out, so we just took a taxi instead everywhere.
It's more expensive, isn't it? Oh,
Yeah,
oh, and I didn't flip him, Bash flipped him.
Have you ever KO'd a robot by pushing it into a train and closing
Yes.
the door?
I actually do it on one of the parts coming up.
Oh, fab.
Interestingly, about 2 seconds after I've said I've never done it before.
I think I've only ever managed it like once. It's hard, don't fall back though. Right, Beckatron should be over by now.
Yeah, maybe he's magic. Maybe he respawned.
Beckatron was in Arenas of Destruction, wasn't it?
I think it was, but every robot that was in it was completely different.
Yeah, it was much better in Arenas of Destruction. It was Beckatron where I managed to flip dead metal out of the arena in a 1v1 battle in 7 seconds.
To be honest, I think most things were better in Arenas of Destruction. Right, let's put him in the carriage.
Yeah. Oh, we can actually KO him that way, provided he doesn't die from being flipped over. But way, you did it!
Yay! Speak of the devil.
Count
So
that.
if you say something like, "Have you ever destroyed a robot by exploding it?" Maybe that will happen in the next round.
Have you ever defeated a robot by pushing it up the escalators at the far left?
I think I have actually, but it's so hard. I think the only way I managed to do it was I think Kilobot blocked its escape.
Yeah, you kind of have to kamikaze it and just block the way, park the bus.
Most of the time, I always end up kamikazing it, especially on the Japanese level. Ironically enough, or
I
suitably
think
enough.
the Japanese level is the only one that got better between Arenas and Extreme Destruction.
It's Attack of the Epileptic Communists again. Iron Curtain, so I don't think we're going to find out whether the escalators work this time. Maybe next time.
Yeah. Just settle for flipping it if you can actually finish Sabretooth that way.
Oh god.
Do you remember the Sabretooth from the real show?
Which one? The Flintstones?
No, from Robot Wars.
No. I can't remember.
I don't blame you because it was quite bad.
If it's anything after Series 4, I struggle.
Yeah, like in Series 5, it had probably the most embarrassing loss of them all. It lost to a tank made out of wood with pretty much no weapon.
How did it qualify?
Exactly, and then in Series 6 it got smashed by Terahertz, which is fair enough.
Again, how did it qualify? I'm just going to let the house robots do their damage.
It didn't even have a weapon in Series 6. The massive cutting disc broke, so they just replaced it with a wheel.
It's amazing how many Hypnodisc and Razor ripoffs came after Series 3.
Oh, but this one was a vertical disc. That makes it different.
Well, 259 was a vertical disc.
Yeah, it was an S3 ripoff.
Yeah.
I always liked S3 though. Again, you probably won't remember it.
I just like the team in general because they were really nice people. Yes, I do.
Oh, you do? Well,
Yeah.
You'll remember Sting, because that was in Series 2 and 3.
Yeah, I remember because they were really nice about Deator. And they used to be called the Lawnmower Associates, but apparently the Robot Wars Wiki don't believe me, so they deleted it when I edited it.
I think they've changed it back now to One More Associates.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they do really anymore. I mean, it's interesting because the Robots of Robot Wars, sick, are coming to Manchester on the 19th of July, I think. Yeah, sorry. So this part will be out afterwards. So yeah,
I
I either went.
19th of June. That's already been, and it was your birthday.
It's
You
either.
forgot about my birthday. Even though you didn't, you sent me a Skype message that day.
Yeah, and then watched a video shortly afterwards that said my birthday's on June. How come he's not lost any armor? But yeah, I'll either have been to Robot Wars or Monty Python, one or the other.
I was gonna go to Robot Wars this year in Doncaster, but then they cancelled the show.
What's more important in Doncaster than Robot Wars?
Exactly.
I have no idea who won. Not
So
me.
even though I'm a massive Robot Wars nerd, I go another year never seeing a real robot.